I know there is quite a large number of people that are keen on skipping all the pain of using their imagination and getting them to understand the customers and just want to use a tool that brings up things by the numbers. So I don't have a religious objection to it. I think my experience is that it's not a very easy way to find good products. But if that's something that is really the thing you want to do, I thought I'd better give you a chance to have an alternative way of finding product ideas. I'm using a market tool called Viral Launches Market Intelligence. There's also a pretty good one by Jungle Scout, which I used to use but haven't used for a while. Jungle Scout web app, and there's one with Helium 10, which at some point I'll probably get a subscription to, and we'll do some videos about. But the same basic process applies. For my money so far, Market Intelligence is the best one that I found. So they have a tool called Product Discovery, and if I click on that, it will take me through to the different options. And broadly speaking, most of the tools have some kind of options that relate to some things like this. So the first type of launch of research that we'll look at is product based. So most things have some kind of categories that you can choose on Amazon. These are all Amazon categories. I mean, you got to obviously eliminate books and CD and vinyl because you can't really private label those. Movies and TV, Kindle Store, magazine subscription, software, video games. Those are automatically been taken out by Viral Launch because it has quite a sophisticated level of common sense, this program. I would suggest that you might, when you're starting out, want to remove a couple of other things as well. Automotive is probably a little bit scary. It's beauty and health and personal care is fine if you're willing to get into something that requires ungating, so that's okay. I probably would stay out of cell phones and accessories because I think that's really generic. I mean, that's going to be very hard. And electronics, for your first product from China, I wouldn't recommend it. My first product from China was electronic, and true to exactly as predicted by industry norms, I had about a 10% defect rate on my first batch because I didn't know about quality control and electronics from China being a bad idea. So I don't suggest you do that. So a couple of other things, people are always looking for magic criteria. So the price between, say, $20 and $70 roughly. Monthly revenue, who knows? I mean, maybe at least 2,000. And then I'll show the products and the web app basic version of Jungle Scout had a very similar tool. I seem to remember there's probably quite a few tools around that do this now. I'm not going to put any other advanced filters in, except that I've said the maximum initial investment cost I want is $5,000. I'm going to get rid of that because actually I think that might be complicating things for you. So let's review. I've only taken out cell phones and accessories from the categories, apart from the obvious ones that aren't private labelable, electronics as well. So those two are out. Books, CDs, vinyl, whatever, everything else that's not private labelable. So I've got rid of that. The only other stipulations I put in: price $20 to $70, monthly revenue $2,000. Let's have a quick look at the results. Quite a few of the results will not be very usable because based on pure numbers doesn't use any common sense. This is what humans have and computers lack. Eventually will change. Hairdryer. For me, that's an electronic device. I would rather avoid that. Backpack. That's great. It looks like the keyword that people put in is North Face, which is definitely a brand. So I don't want to try and compete with that. But I would definitely want to view that on Amazon. So I'll do that. And then I probably want to view the market intelligence data as well. What else here looks promising? An obvious question is, how am I deciding what looks promising? Well, first of all, things that are very easy to copy and very simple, look a bad idea to me. And sometimes real life and your personal experiences tie in with that. I mean, basically, this looks like English stirrup leathers. In my experience recently, I'm not a horse person, but my experience recently of buying a nice belt made of leather in the UK is that's surprisingly expensive considering they look to me like a very simple product. So I'd be interested in that. And what else we got? Ladies' gloves. What is this for? Punching, martial arts sparring. That's quite different. I mean, that's certainly something I consider. So let's have a look here. Let's have a look in the next video at what the market intelligence tool tells us about those things.